difference between the type of team that they look at home and the type of team they look away?
Yeah, they're a shadow of themselves in terms of...
So why?
I don't know. I think it's just a little bit of that lack of belief. I think at home the crowd play a big part, and then the atmosphere and the players maybe play a bit more on the front foot. I think you asked a question to me at half-time, would he change the system? And he very rarely will maybe go, let's go with Visser and Voltemada and cause him a major problem and just see what a front two does look like. And, you know, you've got players like Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes that can handle playing in the two, and just to try and mix it up, just see if that changes the dynamic of the game. But they're sort of stuck doing that, which is absolutely fine. It's brought them huge amounts of success. But some of the crosses coming into the box today, you're just thinking, like, get on the end of it. You know, good balls coming from right, left, Trippier or Harvey Barnes. Hall put a couple of great balls in, but the forwards aren't gambling, and they're not risking enough at the moment. And that's where that doubt then starts to come when you start losing games away from home. The ability to win them they're finding it really difficult. Yeah, and I think it's 2 points dropped. I really do. I think from Wolves' perspective, I think Rob Edwards would be delighted with that. You know, he probably think, we're keeping that run going. Of course, you'd want the 3 points.
It's more about belief than points, I suppose, isn't it? An atmosphere a little bit.
And to a certain extent, you're preparing for next year. You know, you're learning about your players, who wants to be here next year. And there was Andre in midfield, I thought was exceptional today. Mane is going to be an exceptional talent. Didn't quite have the involvement or the involvement in the game that he'd have liked, but I think from Rob's perspective, he'd be really pleased with his team. Worked really hard today, just didn't have that cutting edge of that moment just to get those 3 points.
Okay, you'll get reaction on Sky Sports News throughout the afternoon and evening to that game. Reached the business end of the NFL season. Broncos and the Seahawks went through last night, so the Broncos will play the winners of the Texans at the Patriots, and then a huge night in a very cold Chicago later as the LA Rams go there for the right to face the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. And you'll be able to see the championship games next Sunday here on Sky, and then the Super Bowl is February the 8th. Martin Luther King Day in the NBA, so many games tomorrow. Getting underway with the Bucks at the Hawks at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon on Sky Sports Plus, all the way through until the early hours when the Celtics go to the Pistons. Well, with Manchester City beaten and Arsenal only drawing last night, what an opportunity for Aston Villa in the title race. They're at home to Everton. That's our second game. We'll see you after the break.
G-O-A-T, you can be the greatest of all time.